Let's factor this trinomial. Remember, step one, look for and divide out any common factor you find that each term shares. As I examine those coefficients, they are all even numbers, so that means they all at least share 2 as a common factor. And in this case, that is the only common factor they share is 2. They do not share a common variable factor. This term does not have a variable at all. Remember, the common factor must be found in every single term. So the common factor I can divide out here is the common factor of 2. So I take each of those terms, divide it by 2. Put the result inside the parentheses. 14x squared divided by 2 gives us 7x squared. Minus 20x divided by 2 minus 10x. Plus 6 divided by 2 is plus 3. And we have factored out the common factor. Now I continue my factoring with this newly created trinomial and see if I can factor it. Well, remember, if trinomials are factorable, they factor into the product of 2 binomials. So let's put in our signs first. To get a plus takes 2 pluses or 2 minuses. Since this is minus, it had to be 2 minuses, 2 subtractions in the binomials. Now we list the factor pairs that make the first term of the trinomial. That would be 1x times 7x would make 7x squared, wouldn't it? Now I list the factor pairs that would make the third term of the trinomial. That would be 1 times 3. So 1x and 7x have to go into the first positions somehow, and 1 and 3 have to go into the second position somehow. Now, I don't know if that's the arrangement that works. I just put them in that arrangement because that's the order in which I wrote them down on the board. The way I know whether or not it works is by testing the O and the I of FOIL. With this arrangement, the O of FOIL is going to give me minus 3x. And with this arrangement, the I of FOIL is going to give me minus 7x. And do these two terms combine to minus 10x? Yes, they do. We have found our complete factorization for that original trinomial. Notice, after I divided out that factor of 2, I had to bring that 2 down as the factor for my finished product, because that is part of the factorization of that original trinomial. Without that 2 being there, if we multiplied those binomials, we wouldn't get back to the original. We would only get back to here, and we still need to multiply by 2 to get back to the original trinomial. So when you factor out a common factor, always remember to include it in your final factorization.